All right, there we go. You can't hear me? I can't hear you. What's going on? Okay,
Can you hear me now?
I can.
There we go.
All right, cool.
I have just had to completely just redo the entire setup for this thing, so
Uh,
now I'm running it off a PC instead of the laptop I've been running it off of forever.
I don't know. I think we had a little thing with silent movies going for a second.
Yeah, I really got expressive for a moment there.
Yeah. Welcome, absurdists, to the Football Absurdity YouTube channel. Joining me, as always, is Brandon Andreessen of the Fancy Boys Club. Brandon, thank you for joining me, I guess.
Always good to be here. Post Thanksgiving, feeling fat and ready to talk.
Oh, I am. Okay, let me ask you something. Since you brought up Thanksgiving, I'm just going to ask, what are our feelings on turkey? Overrated?
Okay, so little side tangent. I grew up hating turkey because of the way my dad cooked it. My dad would cook it bone dry like shoe leather. So I grew up thinking like that's how it was supposed to taste. Then I started cooking turkey. And I was like, oh wait, I can do it different ways and stuff. Now I cooked over the course of Thanksgiving week. I cooked 3 different turkeys, and they all came out good. I enjoyed all of them, and it was because I inject them with like Cajun butter. I do a rub on the skin. I roast it without the tin foil to get some of the skin crispy before I cover it up. I do a lot of work to it to make it taste good. So I'm on the turkey train when it's done right. How about you?
Next year, I'm having turkey at Brandon's house because obviously we're doing it wrong. My wife does a decent job with it. Like turkey, I just think it's, as a bird, it's just meh. Like white meat in general, that's not pork. I kind of am I'm just only so excited I can get about it. What I will say is the thing that I enjoy about turkey is cooking my stuffing inside of the turkey, because that is always the best stuffing I have all year.
See, I don't do that. I put aromatics in my turkey: garlic, rosemary, lemon squeeze, stuff like that. Just so then it's like everything. You're tasting it, you're smelling it. I go for the entire feeling.
Okay, I can dig that. Well, we probably should, I don't know. I mean, there's not much going on, so that's why we're talking about turkey. It's not like anyone has been fired in the last few hours. Not like Ron Rivera, who, I don't know, do you know what the odds were of him being the next coach fired? They had to be long.
Well, they were low until recently because they've lost 2 or 3 games in a row now. They were on the edge of playoff contention. I think he was getting the benefit of the doubt because Kyle Allen was the starting quarterback, Cam Newton was out, and then everyone like Jason Garrett had to be the favorite, Dan Quinn had to be the favorite, Adam Gase until he got he got told that he was going to be fine. Like, I didn't have Chico very high on my list of guys that were going to get fired this year.
Well, I mean, yeah, 4-game losing streak will do that. They were 5-3 up until that point, but I mean, and it's, well, I don't know. Here's the thing. It's hard to really feel sympathy for him, too, because 2 of those losses are, hold on, am I looking? Yeah, I'm looking at the right year. It was 2 of those losses were Packers and Saints, which, let's be honest, they should have
They're going to lose those games, yeah.
But you also lost to Atlanta and Washington.
And I remember the Packers game and the Washington game were lost because they couldn't score. They couldn't get into the end zone in the final minute of the game, even given multiple chances.
Yeah, so I get it. The thing that I really appreciated about that was I was listening to David Tepper talk about it, and basically he said everything I always want a general manager to say, which was, why are you firing him now? He's like, because I'm not going to start looking for another coach. I'm not going to start looking for him while Ron's there. I'm a straightforward guy. We knew he wasn't the future, so we moved on. I like that he's talking about how he's auditioning his coaching staff. That's why he's Perry Fuel is the interim coach. He's giving Scott Turner play calling things because he wants to see how these guys are going to play in that role. He's using that time to further evaluate his team to make it better.
It's going to be interesting because David Tepper has made this a very analytics-driven team since he's taken over ownership of it, and so it might very well be we might not see a retread coach here. We might see this could be a situation where another young upstart, where kind of NFL's trending right now. This isn't a Bruce Arians type landing spot.
Yeah.
This is going to be a younger head coach probably coming in, possibly with a rookie quarterback, depending on what they feel about Kyle Allen. Possibly, not having Cam Newton, having a very much aging defense. There's going to be a lot of overhaul that's going to happen in this team. But I think I wouldn't be shocked if Ron Rivera is coaching, next year. And I know there's a lot of people joking already that, the New York Giants are going to sign it because everything the Giants are doing, they're trying to be the Panthers, and the Panthers are just trying to be the Giants. But there is a level of truth to that. And I do think that Ron Rivera is a veteran type coach that can go in on a team like that and provide a balance and a firm hand that could possibly lead the Giants in the right direction. It can't be any worse than what they've been doing the past few years.
And honestly, I don't think Ron Rivera is a bad coach. I just think it might have been. It was just his time.
Yeah.
Every coach has an expiration date, and today was it. And what I really appreciate too is what you were talking about was you think it's going to be more analytics driven, and that's true. But one of the things in his press conference that he talked about was that he's not just full on analytics. He also likes an old school approach. I mean, he comes from a Steelers organization that he thinks that there's got to be a balance between the two, which is absolutely the correct answer, because you get guys who are too analytics driven and too cutesy. I mean, the Cleveland Browns with the Hugh Jackson, when they were just tanking, they kind of went full analytics and didn't understand that analytics don't work in football the way they will work in baseball. They just don't. I mean,
162 game season, 16 game season. There's just too much of a level of variance in football.
Yeah, and not just that too. It's just scouting is such an important part of football, and you can't. And not just that, practice and going through practice, getting those reps in, they matter in football because you have a limited time in making the most out of it. So I'm really excited to see how David Tepper goes to hire this. But a couple of things I want to point out with Ron Rivera, because one big thing that Tepper said was he has high expectations. And while Ron Rivera was there, when David Tepper was brought on as the owner, they've been 12-16, and they're 3-7 in the division. Neither of those are acceptable for a team who's hoping to win. So, really, the Ron Rivera firing makes sense. I'm kind of surprised it's the first one because there are so many that are much more deserving.
All I can say is heading into the fantasy football playoffs, it's very concerning to me as a Christian McCaffrey owner that Norv Turner is taking over this offense.
He's not.
That's muerte to me. I'm very, very, very worried all of a sudden.
He actually said that. He said Scott Turner's the one who's going to be handling.
Well, Norv Turner is now the associate head coach / a bunch of other stuff. He's going to have his fingerprint on everything.
The thing is, I think Norv Turner's had his fingerprint on everything the entire time anyway. So I'm not really upset with that. Norv Turner's always been a guy who focuses on the running back. I'd
like to think that Rivera had a certain amount of autonomy, though, that you earn with being, coaching a team for as long as he has.
Yeah. I honestly, I'm not sure that it's going to be that significant a difference on the offensive end. I think we'll see more on the defensive side, if anything. But I'm not really sure what they can change because, as you said, their defense it's aging and pretty mediocre.
Yep.
But I think, as I said earlier, and I really thought you were going to bite on that transition.
Oh, I didn't know I was hitting the transition. Sorry.
No, but I was saying there are so many more head coaches.
Oh shit! I didn't jump at it because I had one more point I wanted to kind of jump.
Okay, well that's fine. We'll get there anyway. Not as smooth as I'd like, but it brings us to the New York Jets. Speaking of coaches who probably should have been fired.
Who shouldn't have gotten a job in the first place.
Yeah, this is also probably true. The thing that really kills me is I did a little comparison here for the Carolina Panthers and the expectations compared to the New York Jets. Ron Rivera was fired with a 5-7 record. The Jets are 4-8. The strength of schedule, the opponents Carolina Panthers have played, they're 69, 62, and 1. The Jets 54 and 78. They've won less games with a much softer schedule. One of the softest in football.
Adam Gase is the definition of terrible. Adam Gase went out with a team on a winning streak and proceeded to lose to the Cincinnati Bengals. Andy Dalton could have come back and quarter-assed, and he comes back and he wins the game. I mean, it's unreal. At no point, if you were watching that game, did you look at that and go, man, the Jets have a chance right here. Like the Bengals of all teams, the Bengals got out early, got the lead, and they just stepped on the Jets' throat. It's incredible that Adam Gase was given a job, and I know I'm a broken record at this point. It's incredible that Adam Gase continues to be employed by the NFL when he has absolutely shown no track record of being even a little bit competent. What is Ryan Tannehill doing right now? The year he gets off a team that was Adam Gase coach, he's leading the Tennessee Titans to the playoffs right now.
I mean, yeah, they're a game back from Texans from the division.
Yep.
And I think there's a reasonable chance that they get there. Their defense is solid. Derrick Henry is a beast. And Tannehill he's been dependable. I think A.J. Brown is emerging as a receiver. You got I don't know. Corey Davis has been on and off, but I still want him to be you know what? I only want him to be good because I drafted him in all my dynasty leagues, and this is the worst decision I've ever made because Christian McCaffrey was my number one pick when I had the number one pick, but I traded down because my team was so desolate, hoping he would fall to me at 3, trying to pick up an extra player. Did not, lost on McCaffrey and got Corey Davis, but I needed receiver help. I thought it'd be okay. Turns out it wasn't. I got Alvin Kamara in the second round in that draft. I could have drafted Christian McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara in one draft. That would have been beautiful, but life sucks when you play fantasy football.
And if you're a player for the Jets, life also very much sucks because your coach is a windbag. They're probably going to consolidate power. If he's not going to lose his job, that means he's going to have just complete control over their draft next year. He's probably going to trade anybody that side eyes him on the roster. It's baffling to me, and it continues to baffle me having to watch a guy there are so many qualified assistants out there. There are so many qualified college coaches, former coaches that deserve an opportunity or another opportunity that far out deserved another opportunity over Adam Gase. It is you wonder why certain teams stay bad forever. You don't have to wonder why the Jets stay bad forever. Adam Gase is such a pile of ass.
Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable. I mean, I think the only team that's had a softer schedule than the Jets would be the Patriots. Leads us to our next thing. Next topic. Patriots.
Bum Slayers.
The what? The
Bum Slayers.
That's the thing that I have been saying all year. I've said it multiple times on this channel. How good are the New England Patriots really? Who have they played? The answer is they've only played 4 teams with a winning record. Buffalo Bills, Baltimore Ravens, Houston Texans.
Lost.
And who was the fourth one that I just had? Oh, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And they beat them before while the Pittsburgh Steelers were still an absolute train wreck.
And also, they're barely a team with a winning record. I don't know that by the end of the year they will have a winning record.
Hey, I'll tell you what, over on Fancy Boys Club, I dropped my latest power rankings earlier today, and I have the Patriots all the way down at 6. I feel comfortable saying that this team as currently constructed, as they are currently playing, is not a Super Bowl contender. And if the moment they have to go up against good teams, they get punched in the mouth and they can't respond, then that game wasn't as close as 28-22. They got some late touchdowns to kind of get back in it.
That was all the fourth quarter.
The Texans took their foot off the gas is what happened.
And the Ravens just demolished them.
Yep. You got to think that if the Chiefs get up to speed, and the Chiefs can beat the Patriots, and then it's going to be interesting. Are the Bills' confidence high enough that the Bills are going to be able to walk in and beat the Patriots? I'm not willing to bet on it, but I'm not willing to bet against it either at this point.
You know what? I actually kind of like the Buffalo Bills in that game.
They're playing with confidence.
Well, here's the thing. Josh Allen, like, over his last 5 games, he's kind of what I hoped Mitchell Trubisky would. Like, the difference between him last year and this year is night and day. He moves in the pocket, like, he takes off if there's an opportunity, and his accuracy has improved tremendously.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
just over the course of this season, it's improved.
And I don't think you would have found a more vocal Josh Allen doubter than me. Like, I thought he was the trashiest quarterback in that draft. By far, I didn't think he belonged in any of those. Like, he was a distant fifth to Darnold, Mayfield, Rosen, Lamar Jackson. Like, but I think you can make a strong case that he's the second best quarterback in that draft class as of this point. He's looked better than Mayfield over the last month.
Over the past month, I might, if I was starting a football team, I might still take.
I might still too, but I'm saying you could make
Josh Allen right now is closing that gap in a hurry.
Yeah.
On what's turning out to there's still a lot of room for positive, just positive moves forward here, and that Mayfield and Darnold can move up. But what we have right now is possibility that Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson could be the 2 best quarterbacks that come out of that draft.
Yep.
And good for the Bills, because if the Bills have a franchise quarterback to build around, they always have a good defense. They always consistently put that out there.
Sean McDermott is a really good coach.
Yeah, they could be the team that finally knocks the Patriots off that mantle, and God bless them. I'm ready for it to be over. I love people that go, no, you're going to miss the Patriots when they're gone. Sorry, I'm not. Nope. I'm not. You guys played in a garbage division for 2 decades. Screw off. I'm done.
But
nobody's more ready to piss on the grave of the Patriots dynasty than I am.
No, I think I think there's a pretty long line.
There is.
The Bills, the Bills, the most interesting thing too is if you looked at it, there were a lot of doubters on Josh Allen. And I got to say, like, the Bills over the last couple of years, their drafts, I mean, that's an organization I didn't really believe in, but I'm kind of turning around on them.
Devin Singletary really might be a guy.
Yeah. There's a lot to like.
I'm hoping. There's watching the Patriots right now. It gives you a certain level of hope that we might be coming up to the end of this whole thing. We might be nearing the end point of the dynasty, because they don't have a backup plan behind Tom Brady right now. No. They might draft one, but there's no promise that whoever they draft, Jimmy Garoppolo has been fine as a quarterback. Jacoby Brissett's been okay, but neither of those guys are in that team anymore. Who's to say that, the Packers used to be that team that could churn out backup quarterbacks in the early 90s? Mark Brunell, Matt Hasselbeck.
Yeah.
But who's to say that, the Patriots can find another guy like that? Who's to say that they might not – the Patriots could find themselves an aging team without a quarterback very quickly here.
Yeah, except for the fact that I'm not sure that they're an aging team. Maybe a little bit on offense, but that defense is actually fairly young, and it is one of the better defenses. It's had the benefit of a soft schedule, but that was a talented defense to begin with. And really, Tom Brady, good, but Bill Belichick, great. Like, there's a lot. So I'm kind of curious to see how the Patriots will do, because Tom Brady, I say he's good, not so much anymore. Like, you can see the decline, and it's the same thing. You saw it a little bit with Drew Brees last year too. Those older guys, like in December, they fall off, and
you can see with Phillip Rivers now.
Oh yeah, but like, I mean, I guess the nice thing is that quarterback class that we just had with Darnold and Mayfield and Allen and Jackson. Hopefully, we're getting new young talent, like, because we need new young talent that will stay. But then again, this is 1 year. 2 years ago, I thought Carson Wentz was going to be the truth, and that has not been the case.
Nope. He's actually I've actually been saying this for about a month now, that he doesn't look like even a top 15 quarterback in the NFL at this point. No,
he doesn't, and it's a real disappointment, because like when he was good, he was really good.
He should be sending an edible arrangement to Mitch Trubisky every week for taking all the flack off him, because Nobody talks about Carson Wentz as a subpar quarterback because everyone's busy talking about Trubisky. But Carson Wentz really, really, really isn't all that great of a quarterback.
Yeah, and he's making a lot of money to be mediocre. All right, I think that's like we touched a little bit of everything. I liked this episode.
Been all over the place today.
Yeah, this was fun. Brandon, do you have anything you want to promote?
Yeah, check us out over at fancyboysclub.com. I know we have a ton of end of the year, end of the decade stuff coming up. We're going to write about music, pop culture, sports, wrestling, movies, TV, entertainment. That's all coming up in the next few weeks over there. You can also check me out every Thursday on Football Absurdity for the 30-team parlay. I give you my 5 best gambling tips every week. You can check me out on Twitter at the B-Man. Waleed, how can we find you?
Well, you can find me at I am the Waleed on Twitter, and you will also find me at Football Absurdity, obviously, because I am one of the founders. Just bringing out content, and you'll also see me and the Football Absurdity founders at the Saints 49ers game this weekend. I got to throw that out there.
We're going to have year there.
Yeah,
big game.
That is the game. That is the game of the year. That is for the NFC right now.
Yep. Well,
top 2 teams.
There's a team named Seattle that's currently has something to say about that.
Well, not just I would say the Packers also have something to say about that, but they're a little bit. I think they're still they're still a game behind though.
Game behind.
But I mean, see, let's see how good would the New England Patriots be if they were playing in the NFC? That's the question. I mean,
nope.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us as always, and goodbye.